Welcome back, everyone. Today I bring you game 2 of the Division 4 match between 3Cats in a Trenchcoat and MightyCalsor. We are on Vertigo this time, so good old tank on tank map, which doesn't always end up with both players picking a tank division, but that's mostly what people do, rough fighting around the bottom side, and that's where you mostly need tanks, and then also pushing on your enemy's back sector. But as it's Division 4, maybe we will see something different. But as you can maybe see with the divisions, it's not really different. Maybe the video will look a little bit different. I'm not sure though, because I have uncapped my frames. I was always wondering why my replays when I wanted to skip ahead were so slow. Well, it turns out, as I had kept my FPS to like way lower than my monitor's refresh rate, because I didn't want to overstress my GPU, it also limits the maximum speed of your replays, and the game in general is just a lot less smoother. So now my GPU is a bit, well, it's a bit louder, but the game might look a little bit smoother. But I don't know how it will look then after the whole transfer to 60 FPS for YouTube. If it's a bit smoother, that would be nice. But yeah, let's go back to the game itself. So on the left hand side in blue, we have 3Cats in a Trenchcoat playing 35th National Guard. Well, it's not that weird anymore, because 35th has been buffed a lot with the recent changes. It's just still not a very good division, and on this map it's a little bit weird, but interesting choice. And that's one of the reasons why I actually do like those Division 4 games, because they're just so wild. The deck itself, pretty okay. The infantry tab is a bit weird. I understand the choice of the National Guard M60s, because you get like 12 of them for 10 points. I guess that's okay. But why wouldn't you take both cards of the engineers with the M67? That's a bit weird. I don't think you need 2 cards of the National Guards with the Dragon 2s, because they're just shit. I'm not sure. Also, why wouldn't you take the M60 with the Era? Protoss, I think, said that he thinks it's not worth it, but yeah, sure, it's 10 more points, but it's also 1 more HP. That can be quite helpful. So, not sure about those details, but overall decent deck. Yeah, also take the Huey helicopters in the heli tab, they're so good. Yeah, I think also the recon plane. Maybe he will use the recon plane in the opener. That would be cool. And yeah, now with the recon the reservist changes, you should really take the reservist M110 in my opinion. He still has the M109. This was the good choice before the reservist changes, because the M110 was just so, because of the old reservist trait, it was massively nerfed in aim time and reload time and stuff like that. Now it isn't anymore. So you're basically getting an M110 without the vet, that's true, but also for 10 points less. And with the command nearby, you can still have like a more or less standard vet 1 M110 that you would get in all the other decks, with a little less accuracy, but it doesn't really matter that much, because the M110 is just such a beast. So I think now you should actually always take it. And on the other hand, we have MightyCalsor playing 5e. I have seen 5e now getting through bans a lot more often, which makes sense because they have been nerfed quite a bit. They're still extremely strong, but there were counters to it before already, and now I think you can actually play against 5e. Question is just whether 35th will be the right thing to do, or the right counter for it. But then again, like, the deck of MightyCalsor is just, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound too harsh, but it's borderline catastrophic. Like, not taking the GSR recon is always like, this never makes any sense. Like, always, except there's one exception. It's the 101st. Then you don't take the GSR infantry, because it's like super IHP and giga expensive and can only be taken in the Chinook, I think. So it costs, I think, 150 points. That doesn't make sense. Other than that, always take the GSR infantry recon squad. Never, ever do not take it. And then, like, You don't need 3 cards of artillery. Why would you need 4 howitzers? That's way too much. And then like only having, what, 10 B2s? 1 B2 command card and then the Brennesses without vet. But then the 1 card of AMX-30 Bs. That's just not enough tanks. And the infantry. Why not take you need to take the Grenadier Warrior just with the sniper rifles. They're so good. I guess the escort PC is okay as a cheap infantry score, but still, no, just no. And in the air tab, you do not take the Jaguar Reggie. By the way, the opener here, let's quickly go over the opener before anything dies. Okay, so we already see a commando in the Puma going down, but together with the Gazelle cannon to the enemy F-16 fighter, so that's already very bad. Surblindé going to the top, only 1 Surblindé, also very weird deployment. Commando might even go down as well. Oh, it does land. Escort PC going into this building, and Éclaireur, sorry, Escort PC. Éclaireur here and here, completely leaving open this side. That's a bit weird. Overall, light deployment on the bottom side from both players. AMX-10 PC to the bottom side, together with the Milan 2 Escort PC now actually and a Roland 2. On the top side, we have AMX-30 B2, another Milan 2, AMX-30 B, AMX-13, Roland 2, and then Chasseur going to the top side. On the other hand, we have National Cav Scouts with a Dragon and 2 M60s going to the center for 3CatsInATrenchCoat. The Tow Cobra already hitting the 30 B2 command. Oh, that's bad. 1 M60. Yeah, I think that's only 1 M60. No, 2 M60s going to the top. With 1 Sui, MP Patrol, and... oh, that's hard to tell what's here. 2 National Guard with the M67, another Sui, and a Recon M60, but further to the back. 2 Dusters, so that's a good idea against the helicopters early on. But now he doesn't have anything to stop the tanks there. And let's quickly look on the bottom side. Again, 1 Recon M60 National Guard Cav Scouts with the Dragon. And well, they're both M60s, never mind. So the Recon tank and then the M60 machine gun. Ito Jeep, command didn't drive through to the next sector. That's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, so the command did actually get in. Milan 2 died. Chasseurs on the top side will also get in because the M60s obviously can't do anything against the AMX-10P. Okay, but let's go back to the discussion of the deck. Like, you always take the Grenadier Voltigeurs with the sniper rifles. Oh, LGB coming in, bombing. Oh, AMX-13. Okay. Roland 2 might gets a hit in return, at least something. And then also in the air tab, you do never, ever not take the Jaguar Reggie. The question is just whether you take 1 or 2 cards of them, but you never just not take any of them. The Jaguar Receipt is okay, though I think in this case, or in this patch with the massive availability, well, not availability nerf, but the activation point cost nerf for 5e, don't think you can actually afford it. But yeah, overall the deck is just very suboptimal. Now the AMX-30 B2 command dies to an M67. Tow Cobra survives. I also don't think the AMX-13 DCA is really worth it. For the early helicopter defense, just take the shitty truck with a 20mm double vet and have 2 pairs of them go down the lanes where you want them to have them, like 1 pair here, for example, 1 pair here, and that's it. Or on Vertigo, it's interesting because it's the second game now we see on Vertigo in Division 4, and both games there was no heavy fighting for this, which, as I said, is mostly why you would want to have a tank division. Well, I guess MightyCalsor is still playing a tank division, but 3Cats isn't. Yeah, so again, not really much happening on the bottom side, interestingly enough. Yeah, if you would play like a normal game where you would rush through here, you only even would need 2 of the, I just forget how they're called, like the shitty AA gun trucks to protect against helicopters, and then have 1 Roland 2 or Roland 3 against planes. Just the DCA is just a bit weird, because sure, it's also good against helicopters, but the 2 trucks I think are still cheaper, and they will do more or less the same, while not being targetable by seat. And also, you know, losing one of them hurts a lot less than losing one of the DCAs. But I guess that's still a choice that you can make. Also, the AMX-10P, the problem is just that it was already not that good before, and now it has been nerfed even more. So that's why you would take almost as many Grenadier Voltigeurs as you can. I have 2 Chasseurs in my deck, but that's about it. Like, I just don't see the point of the Escort PC. It itself is like an okay squad, and then to take it just for the AMX-10P also doesn't make any sense, so just take the Grenadier Voltigeurs with the sniper rifles. It's one of the most broken squads in the whole game. You need to take it, absolutely. And the AMX-30 B is just shit in my opinion, because it has heat. The B2 is just so much better. Yes, it costs more, but it's infinitely better than the B. You would only take it as some cheap fire support, but you already have the B2s. The B2s were in price nerf, by the way. It's only the Brennus that were, and fairly so. Rightfully so. There is now a lot of stuff coming in, though, for Mighty here. Like 2 Brennuses, another AMX-30B. No commando, I think. Well, 1 commando going to the top side because he obviously deleted all the stuff that 3Cats had there. Sui is still sitting in the forest, and the National Guard Rifles leader a little bit weirdly waiting in the forest further back as well. 2 M60As are being targeted by some... What are these, Jim? The AMX-10P Milan. Yeah, one of them dies, that's unfortunate. And AMX-10P dies on the bottom side. Oh, there's an attack going on here. Recon M60 and 2 other National Guard M60s are driving through here, and yeah, well, now the Escort PC is just completely useless. It can't do anything. I think the Escort PCs are... That's the thing. They are good at grinding cities, but why do you need that? You already have a lot of good infantry squads anyway. And the Grenadier Voltigeurs also coming in with a VAP is also very good. Like, the VAP is fire support. It's almost, you know, it's almost better than the AMX-10P just because it's cheaper. Yes, it's also not as good, obviously, as a 20mm, but it's just not that much worse. The AMX-30 B absolutely struggling to do anything against the M60. I mean, to be fair, they're missing each other, but even if it would hit, it wouldn't do a lot of damage. Because, as I said, it's heat also. Yeah, they fucked up in the update, and the French gun doesn't have a model anymore. Because reasons. And oh no, the LGB is coming in, and there's just 1 Roland 2. Oh no, and the Brennus is down. Does fly over the other Roland 2 as well, though. Oh, we did micro it out. It might get hit a second time. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's a little bit lucky for 3Cats here. He also isn't quite enough ahead to win yet, but the bottom side is looking very bad already for Mighty. Milan 2 going down. Yeah. This is already looking very bad. And the problem is that 3Cats can actually outspam 5e because his stuff is just so cheap. And now, it isn't even as bad anymore as it used to be. That's why I said it's just... The division has gotten so much better. The Engineer's Flam, by the way, or Flame, I guess. I don't think they're very good, because flamethrowers are just insane garbage. It's a 12-man squad, but I don't know. I still don't like it. I still would just rather have the normal engineers on the bottom side. Roland 2 goes down, yeah, so he's just completely wrecking everything that in his way here. The Éclaireurs at least have an AT launcher, but I don't think they will do a lot here. He still has the sector on the top side here. And the AMX-10 is just driving down here now. I don't think that's the best idea. Luckily, the engineers here unload before they get sniped by the Subnid and the AMX-10P. Those engineers are just so much better. Like, rather than taking a card of the flamethrowers, take another card of the National Guard engineers with the M67. Like, they're actually better against infantry and against everything. Whoa, wait! The Recon M60 has been sniped by the Éclaireurs. Okay, lol, it must have turned side armor. Okay, that's actually not that good. Now 2 Gazelle Hot 2s are just flying in close range, but now they will most likely get wrecked by the 50 cals. Oh yeah, and the F-16 is coming in. And 2 Sapeurs Flam. Why? There were 3 tanks driving through there. Why would you call them flamethrowers? I mean, they would be good for the forest, but I mean, you need something to get rid of the tanks. There wasn't a single squad of infantry here when you were attacked. Oh no, they would now just die. The AMX-10 command does get in on the top side, though. That's at least something. But he's just awkwardly sitting here now. Another escort PC coming in. I mean, in this case, it isn't that bad actually, because there's only one M60 here, and there's two M60s on the top as well, though. And once they fight the Sublime D here, Sublime D also in a horrible position. Oh, the cluster! Oh, it gets a good hit on the M60s. Very nice, very well done. Two M60s down. Like, don't get me wrong, like the cluster here isn't bad. The problem is just that the Jaguar AG is so much better because it can also kill infantry, is a dive bomber, and it can also still kill tanks. Like, it still has enough damage. Oh, and the Éclaireur get the other M60. Well, so both Sapeurs died, but all the M60s are also dead, so I guess that's fair. M109s are now opening fire, but they aren't doing anything. The Sublime D on the top dies, yet just... This was probably the worst position you could have ever chosen for your Sublime D. It will not do anything there. Your Sublime Ds need to use, like, in this area, this area, this area. Not here. Maybe use them, like, early game to snipe something, but even then, the top side is never really worth fighting over early game, in my opinion. So, yeah, and, okay, oh, the infantry now here is dead once again. Oh. Okay, there's two M67 squads here, and again, M30 B not doing anything. M60 fires faster because it's triple vet, and kills off the AMX-30. It gets killed off by the other AMX-30, actually. Okay, that's something. The CEV has come in now. Won't do much against the AMX-10P, but the bombers come in and... Might he surrender this? Well, if he was massively behind, that's true, but why did he surrender now? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, his KD was very bad, but as I said, also this... I'm sorry to say it, but his deck was just borderline unplayable. He at least had the commandos, and that was at least something. But other than that, like, there was just so much wrong with it. On the other hand, 3Cats had like a decent 35th deck. And then also played better, so yeah, there's that. M60 Rise here. Oh no, it did get 2 Grenadier voltages with the Apilas. Oh no. It's good that he at least had discords in, because those are very important because of the Apilas. With the, I think, 20 or 21 AP. Very helpful against heavier tanks if you can get them in some ambush positions. But well, in this case, that obviously didn't happen. That's a bit unfortunate, and also the M60 killing the Brennus. Oh god, that's horrible. LGB, did you buy 2 LGBs, by the way? Yeah, he did buy both LGBs. The one only killed the AMX-13, and the other one only one Brennus. But I mean, the rest just went so well for him, and especially the attack on the bottom side, like, there was just only 1 Milan 2, and that's the whole problem of the bottom side. That's why you always, like, fight tooth and nail for the bottom side at high level play. Because it's so easy to overwhelm later on if you just have like 1 or 2 ATGMs there, like, let's say even 3 to 4 squads. It's extremely easy to overwhelm, and then the enemy can either drive through to your back zone or reroute to the other side of the map and completely take the initiative away from you. And that's a big problem. Artillery did get 1 AMX-10P Milan. Well, that's actually quite a useful kill, honestly. The Milan 1 against the M60s is still pretty annoying. M60s do have decent armor, obviously, but it's still annoying and can do a lot of stress damage, especially if they don't have the military police nearby. And yet, the M60 here killing the Gazelle with its 50 cal. And on the other hand, just the Sublime D was just so wasted. The whole map is perfect for the Sublime D except for the top side. That's where the Sublime D is just useless, and here, unfortunately, obviously, use the Sublime D there on the top. The Mirage 5 cluster, that was nice. That was very good, and the Éclaireurs also getting the side shots on 2 of the M60s, also very well done. But everything else just went so horribly wrong, and as I said, just like I'm not hating on him, by the way. I'm not saying that he's like dumb or anything. It's Division 4. Obviously, the players won't know a lot of things. I'm just saying it so you can learn. Maybe if they watch, maybe they can learn. Like, trust me, I know a few things about the game. There are like different strategies to deck building, but there are also things that are just not debatable. Like taking the the voltigeurs with the sniper rifle. That's not debatable. Or the Jaeger Reggie. Or as many AMX-30 B2s as humanly possible. I guess the AMX-30 B can be used, though I have to say I haven't seen it for a long time in a high-level play, I'm pretty sure. Because as I said, it's not that much cheaper than a B2 while being infinitely worse because of heat. I think they need to do something with like heat on tank guns specifically. Heat on ATGMs is perfectly fine, but heat on tank guns is just never something that's a trade-off or whatever. It's just straight up worse, and so much worse. If you're asking why, it's because heat doesn't scale, doesn't get scaling penetration the closer you get. So normally, if you have a shitty tank with shitty penetration, if you get it close and get a side shot, you can still do a lot of damage or even one-shot heavier vehicles. With a shitty tank with heat, it doesn't matter how close you are, you will always do the same amount of insignificant damage. And that's the problem. But yeah, well, anyway, I hope you liked it. Next video will be, well, next videos will be my own matches because I have finally played them. Have come around to do it. So be excited for that. Were quite interesting and exciting. A lot of tank action there as well. Might be surprised. But yeah, I do actually like my tanks. And yeah, hope to see you then. Until then, have a beautiful day and bye-bye.